All right, so we're back. I'm I'm using the smaller one because the other one, the last one I used is too big now. Even though this hole is elongated, you know, because my other one, the last one I had, it was actually kind of it wasn't quite aligned with the dent. Dent it's actually kind of a little bit lower than the dent, and kind of off to one side. So the top of it is a little bit more dipped down, and that elongated dent was a little bit more dipped down than the bottom side. So I used the smallest one that comes in the packet, at least one of the smaller one that comes in the packet, and put it on the top end of the dent. Now I'm giving it a few minutes to cool down, and hopefully that will help. If that helps, I'm gonna go down to the bottom side and do the bottom side, and we'll see. I think I still have to go in here with maybe a tool on the bottom because it's elongated, so it's a little bit harder. To do. It's not it's not a round dip. If it was, I think doing this is all you need. But since it's elongated, it's a little bit different. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I never done it before, and it's not rocket science. I'm a pretty handy person. At least I like to think so, anyways. So it'd be nice with probably like a heavier hammer, because this hammer it literally feels like, it feels only like about a pound or so. So if the hammer was like maybe a 2-pound hammer or 1.5 pound hammer or something, I think it'd be a little better. And oops, dang it. Right, this time it came off the glue stayed on the paint, but it came off the I don't even know what these things are called. They look like chess pieces, sort of, almost. So a little demixture alcohol. Oops, a little bit too much there. A little bit too much there. This will basically slide right off. Oh wow, the dent's even less now. So I actually took my car to a PDR guy several weeks ago, and his estimate to do it was $300. He said, oh, $100 per inch. So this one was 2 inches diameter, and I have another one on my door. That one's gonna be harder because that one, there's actually a little scratch in the paint. So that one's not gonna be perfect. This one possibly can. Hopefully will be perfect. Well, pretty close to it. But anyways, yeah. So he said $200, oh, excuse me, $100 per inch. So basically it was $300. I was like, damn, $300. Doing this what I'm doing right now, it ain't difficult. It's not hard, and and it doesn't take that much time either. This is my very first time doing this. I've never done this before. If you were to do this, professionally, and you do this all the time, this right here would have been done already. So I thought it was a little much. What he wanted. I think he was asking too much. I probably would go, okay, $150 for both of them would have been all right, but I can't get that spot off. But 300, which too much for which is essentially basically I say would be no more than an hour worth of work for $300. That was a little much there. That's like lawyer doctor fee right there. That's how much you pay lawyers and doctors. This ain't rocket science. So I'm like, man, for less than that I could buy a PDR kit on Amazon, even though it's a Chinese kit. They're kind of shitty. Chinese kits are kind of shitty, but it's better than, at least I think it's better than paying $300 And I actually got the big kit too, so my big kit is actually quite a bit of money. You know, it was like, okay, it's even less now. So the top side's less. Now the bottom, I can see the bottom dent is a little bit more than the top dent is. So it's getting better each time. So that's a good thing, right? Getting better each time. So let me clean that spot off again. Clean off that glue. Man, it's looking way better than before. Holy cow. It's definitely ain't rocket science. Wow, that looks much better than before. Well, you guys gotta see this. Okay, so you saw how it was last time. How much it bent the light. Let's look at how much it bends the light this time. The first time versus the second time. Or the first pull versus the second pull versus the original. Let's see, what's that dent? Here it is. So that's the bottom of the dent right there. That's the bottom. And the top. So that's the top part right there. Top part right in the middle where it crested, then the bottom part. So that's much better, huh? So now I'm gonna pull the bottom part. Man, it's like hardly noticeable now. I don't think I have to even tap the top up here. Well, maybe I might. Well, no, I won't. I'm gonna dip the bottom and see what I could get away with. But I'm really impressed with PDR. It's pretty cool. It's like such easy work too. Okay, where's my piece? Where's my piece here? Now I'm not sure if I'm being redundant by heating up multiple times, but like I said, I've never done this before, so I don't think I need to heat this up more, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I just know that when it's warmer, the metal moves a little bit easier. I don't think the heat gun, or not the heat gun, but the temperature gun, I don't think it's it's not as accurate with the hot air blowing. With the hot air blowing, I think it reaches slightly high, maybe about 10 degrees high. But without the hot air blowing, I think it reads okay. So the trick is with the glue is once you get in a spot, make sure that it stays still. You know, while it's cooling down and you're moving it, it will actually weaken the glue a little. It'll weaken the bond a little bit. So get it. You have to be pretty quick about it. Get it in there and get it done, and you should be pretty good. So just by feeling the bump, I think I do have to kind of hit the outside a little bit to kind of push it down, because basically, you know, it's when it originally was flat and it got ding, so it comes down, right? When it comes down, and as you're pulling this up, what happens is, you know, as it comes down here, like so, you know, originally flat, it comes down, and as you're pulling it up, like so, the around the rim of the crater, it actually kind of lifts up a little bit. So instead of just coming up and it's flush again, it comes up and it kind of pushes the rim of the crater up a little bit. So you have to basically push the rim of the crater down. So I think I could kind of feel, just putting my fingers across it, I can kind of feel that the rim of the crater slightly higher than the bump itself. So give it a couple minutes for that to dry. So, like I said, I bought a whole kit, so I got this little. This thing is really light. It's an aluminum hammer basically. It's a hollow tube here, and this thing is the only thing that's solid, I believe. But it's, you know, it's aluminum, so it's really light. There's another little piece here for, you know, pushing down, and you know, this basically it's a nylon. It feels like nylon, or, you know, yeah, it feels like nylon to me. I don't think they're using anything. I don't think they're using Darwin. You know, Darwin is a. It's also, Darwin's a proprietary name. It's also known, you know, the generic name is called acetal, I think. So they come with various different sizes, things. So I'm gonna use one that I think that works better. It's probably like a bigger, but I don't need nothing sharp and pointy. I just need something that's actually flatter. So nothing sharp and pointy. All the flatter stuff. So I think this one, even though it's rounded, I think it's too rounded, too much of a curvature. Same with this one. I think it's too much curvature right there. I think I'm gonna use this flat one. This one is actually, yeah, it's pretty flat. So one of these two I'm gonna use. I'm gonna see how it goes. So actually I also have another one on here. This one's pretty flat as well. Actually I might use this one. Well, no, this one's slightly rounded. Actually it's actually less rounded than this. This one is more rounded than this one is. So let's see how that would look. See if I can actually rock this thing back and forth. This is the flat one. So I'm putting it right on the rim of the crater and see if it rocks. It doesn't rock, so I'm probably gonna use that one. All right, so my thing should be cool enough now, so I can pull it. Let's get that one ready. All right, where's my slide hammer? Just one pull here. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Oops, lost that one. Okay, so that one looks like it's, well, it's not as much as the last one. The last one actually a little better. The last one actually worked a little bit better. That's my alcohol. Well, yeah, the dent is much less than it was before. Way less than it was before. And I definitely have to tab around the rim of it. So I have this and I have this. So I'm gonna do that right now. Kind of hard to see because I'm at the improper angle for lighting. trying to do. So I'm just trying to go around the rim. And you wanna. And basically, so let's say my to say this is the crater and this is the rim here. You don't just want to go here and there, whatever. You want to hit each spot and move your nylon piece and follow that around the crest or the ridge of that rim. And imagine if each spot where you hit was a dot. You want to basically connect all those dots. So dot, and basically the dot becomes a line. You know, a continuous dot all the way around. That's the best way to do it. Man, it's looking way better now. Way better. Oof, can't believe it. Glad I spent the money on a PDR kit instead of freaking getting it repaired by a dude. Even hammering like this, I can actually see a little bit of improvement too. So how much do you hammer? Basically, you hammer until, as you do it, you see the improvement, and you keep on doing it, and it looks like it doesn't change anymore. Where it seems like it stays the same, that means you're pretty much done, and you have to go back to the the other side or the dimple and pull out that dimple. So man, I'm totally stoked about this. This is awesome. So this hood is actually made of aluminum. So aluminum is actually softer than steel, so it moves a little bit easier than steel. So my door, the little dent I have a door, this dent is actually like 2 inches in diameter. The dent in the door is only 1 inch in diameter. So I think that one's gonna be harder to do because it's steel, it's a harder metal. So it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, I believe. So because this is so light, it doesn't need that much force to move everything. So alright, so I think that's it for this video. I'll start some other video as I get along on this thing, but it's looking a lot better now than it did before.